men say only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you. Shall I stay? Would it be sin? But I can't help falling in love with you. Like the river flows surely to the sea, darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be. Take my hand, take my whole life too, for I can't help falling in love with you. Like the river flows surely to the sea, darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be. Take my hand, take my whole life too, for I can't help falling in love with you, for I can't help falling in love with you.
Wow, so there we go. I'm sure lots of couples have fallen in love when you've been singing that song.
Well, I'm not sure. I don't know whether
There's
they
no
even
feedback?
divorced.
But Elvis is one of your favorites to perform, is he?
Yes.
And what are the other songs that you find yourself repeating over and over again, and are the real crowd
so many
pleasers?
songs like Wonder of You, Burning in Love, Blue Christmas, so many songs that Elvis is there.
Actually, now we find ourselves doing more of the oldies, because retro
oldies,
music is back in a big way in Sri Lanka, I know. So there are so many requests for old songs.
Yes.
I see.
And 70s, 80s music,
70s,
that's what
80s,
people are
90s,
going back to.
yes.
Yeah.
And I think there are very few people who can actually do it very well and, you know, carry it off in the with the correct type of quality and things. So both of you are some people who have
So
really
are you
mastered
complimenting
that.
us?
I am. I'll say that straight away.
Just want to put my collar up.
Definitely. So if I go into another aspect of this industry, which is, you know, the socialization and the entertainment side of it, there is. But you mentioned earlier that there are some repercussions, and some people have fallen into bad habits and bad traits when they are in this industry. And I'm sure you've seen that among your colleagues and peers as well. But what we're going to do is ask you what it's like to, you're a teetotaler.
Yeah.
You stay away from alcohol and all other any substance like that. So what is it like to work in the industry in that sort of environment?
It's tough because normally in music, they expect that, they think all musicians get together, they drink and have a good time, and but it's not. That's not really the rule.
Yes, that's right.
You know. But but the thing is, I feel that if you have a clear head, so especially when you're a band lead, and you know any difficult situation you can handle. If you don't, if you're not under the influence of look, I don't say that it's wrong to have a glass of wine or something like that. But sometimes some of our musicians,
musicians also because of the stressful,
right.
you know, the stressful effects of doing music. It's lovely being there and singing to people, but actually there is another aspect of that. See, when the lights go off and the curtain comes down, you kind of you are on a high before that. When you're on stage, you're performing and singing, you love it, but once it goes down, you feel, well.
In fact, I just remembered
something. I have to interrupt you there because we do have to go for a small commercial break. I'm very sorry. But do stay here with us on Good Morning Sri Lanka. We'll be right back with Sohan and Noeline. Good Morning Sri Lanka, back on the show with me, Amaya, but it's not about me on the show today. It's about two great legendary names in the music industry of Sri Lanka, and that's Sohan Veerasinghe and Noeline Hunter, and they're with me on the show today. But before we go and speak to them and continue our discussion that from the previous segment, I have to remind you to like our Facebook page. That's www.facebook.com/Good Morning Sri Lanka. Click the like button and you can stand a chance to win MTV Sports merchandise. Alright, so getting back to our discussion, Sohan and Noeline. So we were speaking about some of the experiences that both of you have had in the industry and having a few laughs.
About the influences, the other influences that come in when you're in music. Of course, we were talking about liquor and alcohol and sometimes also drugs. Yes, so some people, I think they indulge in it simply because, as I said, once that you get over that high, when you're singing to people and they are enjoying it and appreciating your music and clapping and the adulation and all that, and as I said, when the lights go down and the curtain comes out, is when people feel, well, they want that high to go on. So that's why they indulge in other things. I think that I believe that's the case.
I'm an exception because in this sense.
And me too.
Yeah, because it's after the show. If they had a great time, I'm still on a new high. More than anything else, if I
audience
feel
is
the show has gone on well, the band has done well, and the people had a great time, I'm still that good effect keeps going on.
So that's the real high that a performer should go for. I'm sure.
That's right.
Of course.
But that's why you hear, I mean, even lots of the international performers, they tend to do all this other stuff because of this very thing I told you about.
Yeah, but speaking about different genres of music and international performers, now I'm sure you do have a great repertoire of songs that you do perform, but what are the genres that you're really comfortable with and you tend to stick to?
I really like doing rhythm and blues, and I like soul music because I like to sing with emotion. Yes, I like soul music, and well, I do a little bit of pop as well, but my favorite areas are that.
And the artists R&B that you like to cover?
Sorry?
The artists that you like to cover?
Actually, well, I used to do a lot of Whitney Houston.
Shirley Bassey.
Shirley Bassey.
The 007s like you mentioned earlier.
Shirley Bassey.
Goldfinger.
Yes.
Diamonds Are Forever.
Yes, and also I like Barbara Streisand. So I have different influences that come into my music, but I try to make my singing my own. Rather than, doing it in the same style. I just bring in a few notes that are different because that's how I feel like singing.
Of course, and I'm sure your family supports you as well in these endeavors, and they've been behind you.
Very much so, yes.
So that's great. I mean, we were speaking earlier about how Sohan and his family have also got together and sort of supported him when he's doing his music. So it's great to have all of these people around you, but then we'll go on to the colleagues and your friends that you have in the music industry. Now, I have a list of people here in front of me, and I'm going to just tell you these names and then just describe them to me in one word. The essence of that person. We can have a discussion, but at the end of it you have to give me one word. Okay, so Minon.
Can I only use one word? Can I use two?
Go for two. It's all right.
Okay. Great musician.
Great musician. All right. Sohan?
Talented musician,
Okay then. So she's someone that you have performed with as well, is it?
Yes. Well, when I was just a teenager, I remember I stood in for Loretta, who was with the Jetliners, and she was ill, so I was really honored to sing with the Jetliners at the time. Yes.
Okay. Stephanie Sirivardhana. She was the Miss Sri Lanka.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Lovely girl.
All right. Dalreen.
Amazing.
Beautiful.
Dazzling.
Yes.
Many words coming out here.
Yes.
So again, someone that you have performed with.
Very much, yes.
And Corinne?
Sparkling.
Sparkling. That's a great way to describe her.
Scintillating, yes.
We are going into the vocabulary and digging deep with these words, but I'm sure those are great words to describe her, because she was on the show earlier this week as well, and she was amazing, and
yes,
definitely sparkling is
sparkling.
She does.
When she speaks, when she sings, yes.
Okay, Roseanne Dias.
Talented.
Talented.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Sabrina Herft. Miss Sri Lanka.
I'm sorry, I don't know much about it. She was the Miss Sri Lanka.
Yes, that's right.
And following beauty pageants is maybe something that's a bit difficult to do while you're working the circuit as well. Okay, Ronnie Leach. Find one word.
Comic.
Comic.
Great fun. I had to use two.
Yeah.
I think he's someone who deserves two words.
Yes.
Jacqueline Fernandez.
Beautiful.
Stunning.
And she's really put Sri Lanka on the map, hasn't she?
Yes.
Oh yes.
Definitely. Sunil.
Amazing talent.
What can I say? He's a great
Born
guy.
entertainer.
And
Born entertainer, and he's a very nice person as well.
Music journalist Ivan Alves.
Ivan, he's been supporting us for a long time.
I would say dedicated, because
supportive.
very supportive.
Can we use a few more words?
Go for it.
Yes. No, because actually he's one of the people who has really promoted local talent.
Local talent. He always has highlighted us and made us
irrespective of anything,
feel,
he's been there for the musicians.
To all the musicians. In fact, most of the musicians, even abroad, they learn about what's happening in Sri Lanka to the music is through Ivan's page, So
because in the early days we didn't have television, we just had radio and we had the press. And Ivan is the one who was promoting us.
Exactly, yes.
Oh, I see. So he's someone that you really depended on those days and still do.
He's still been a very good friend to us, yes.
I see. So, and we're just going to deviate from, okay, I'm going to get back to a story that Sohan told me during one break, but I have another name for you. How would you describe Noeline?
I would say
he's at a loss of words.
Professional, perfectionist.
All right, and Noeline, how would you describe Sohan?
He's actually someone who has many qualities, so I can't describe him with one word.
Both good and bad. That's what she says.
No, I think mostly positive. Well, all positive actually. He's a great musician. He knows how to keep a band together. I mean, he has to be really applauded for that, because his band has been going on for so long, where other bands have just fallen by the wayside. And he's someone who has that talent to keep musicians together, which is a very difficult thing, I must say.
And it's difficult, especially these days.
And you said that the Sohan and the Experiments have been together for the past 10 to 12 years.
Yeah, this person lot of Western Indians.
But how long has the name been there?
More than 25, almost 30 years.
More.
In fact, there's an interesting story behind the name Experiments, because you didn't start up this particular band.
Yes.
But you can go on and elaborate how it started
up.
Because
guys in the original Experiments, they all migrated to
Excuse
Australia.
me, I was in the original Experiments.
Okay, fine. Now she's the only one who's here now.
sitting right here on the couch next to him, but the rest of them migrated.
And
so most of them went off.
Okay.
And then they had a manager called Masi Pereira. So I went to him and said, would you mind if I borrow this name, because I want to call it Sohan and the Experiments. And he said, oh, go ahead, because I want somebody to carry this name. And he was very supportive. So that's how they became Sohan and the Experiment. Sorry, Noeline, I totally
that's all
forgot.
right. Actually, from there on, Masi Pereira, he had two bands.
Okay.
His major band, the premier band, was the Spitfires. So what happened is, now after Sohan took over the name, I joined the Spitfires, and then I also traveled abroad with them. Priyanti was also with them, and they had some really good musicians.
I see.
Some legends, actually.
All these stories are